We have got 30 acres in the Colorado mountains. Here at this site, we're at about 11,400 feet. This whole build site was completely excavated. There was nothing here before, no roads. So the earthship is about 700 square feet. There's about 700 tires in the construction of it. All the roof structure we actually milled on site from trees that were here on the property. We tried to keep, other than the tires, as much of the material as local as possible. I'm Zach Shacter.
And I'm Elise Schiffman.
And we're in the mountains of Colorado above the ghost town of St. Elmo. And this is our earthship, the SV Prima.
If you live off-grid, building your own systems, or just like knowing what goes in and on your body, this is for you. I made Captain Salve with this same philosophy I live by. Use fewer but better things. It's made from grass-fed beef tallow, beeswax, shea butter, and time-tested herbs. Grab a jar at captainsalve.com and use code FLORB15 for 15% off your first order.
For us, it starts with the land first. We didn't know that we were going to build an earthship. We were looking for property in the mountains for a couple of years, and we had our realtor send out letters to people because we realized we really liked this area. We had someone literally mail back to our realtor and say, sure, we'd be interested in an offer. Why don't you come up and see the property with us? Originally, there was a log cabin on the property. We thought we were gonna fix that up and live in the log cabin.
Actually, that's the log cabin kit that is down when we first pulled up to the property. We took it down and rebuilt it down there.
So my dad's an architect. He was really interested in Michael Reynolds. He brought up the idea, what if we went and did the academy down in Taos? So he and I did the academy in 2019. Then in the summer of 2020, we started construction on this. We did hire Earthship Biotecture to do a field study. So we did have Michael Reynolds as our architect. We did have a group of the Earthship Biotecture crew up here as like paid crew on site. And then we had a group of students.
It was 20 because the total was like 30 to 35 with the crew.
And then we had a mess hall set up, but we did have like a 35-person town up here in the middle of the woods one summer, which was pretty cool. Right before we got the property, there was a big increase in numbers of the spruce beetles in our area, and it ended up decimating the forest out here. Did create a lot of building materials for us, but it has created a forest of dead trees. Pretty much anything that's got a little bit of snow on it is gonna be green. Those needles holding up some snow. The rest of that gray stuff is all dead trees. So yeah, we try to use the materials as best as we can. All the structural material in this building would be spruce. This facade here is some cedar that's from the lumberyard, but we tried to not bring too much stuff up from the lumberyard. Obviously, we never finished stucco in these wings. They would, in an ideal world, look the same as that red stem wall that's underneath the windows. Those wing walls are holding back the berm behind the house. As far as electricity goes, we got the 6 solar panels up top. Those are 325 watt panels a piece. They go down into a charge controller in the house, and then we got 12 carbon lead batteries. When we're making full power, we're pulling in about 1,600 watts. It's enough for our house. The 6 panels is all we need because we're not running any kind of electric heat. Really the only big things it's doing is running the fridge. We do have a generator for backup if we do need extra power. In the middle of winter, when we get multi-day snowstorms, we will have to run that to charge our batteries back up. Here at this elevation, we're getting about 8 to 12 feet of snow a year. We've come back after some, Christmas trips, and the bathroom windows are almost completely buried in the snow. This is our high-tech snow scraper. The winter solstice, we're only getting just over 4 hours of direct light here at this house, so we really have to take full advantage anytime the sun's out. So we are here right on the edge of the mountain going down. We've got all this dirt piled up around the house. The temperature is going to be more stable. It's going to feel cool in the summertime. It's going to feel warmer in the wintertime. We're just a basement that has windows on one side. As you can see, we got a wood stove that's going right now. Maybe it's a little overkill once the sun came out, but this morning it was really cozy inside. With the stove, even if it's into the negative temperatures out, we could keep the inside of the house around 80 if we wanted to. That insulation really does the trick. And as this gets buried with snow, you wouldn't see any of this wall. You wouldn't see that roof line at all. It's just gonna be snow all the way from me up and over the roof and down the other side, gets completely buried. And once we do get to that point in the winter, the roof is extremely well insulated. You don't lose any heat out of that. Also makes the house very quiet. We also have our Starlink that's up on the very top of our antenna mast. In the distance behind the house, you can see we've got our 20-foot yurt back there. Here on the side of the house, we've got all our vents, all our utilities. Any of our propane that we use is just off of the gas grill cans. So those are easy to transport on a snowmobile or on an ATV. So we just hook that up to like a regular regulator and hose for the house, and that's running our water heater and our cook stove. One can of that lasts about 1 month. Under here, we've got our Honda generator. We made this little box for so that it can continue running even in a heavy snowstorm. We got our solar disconnect, all our venting for sewer and plumbing. Here on the roof, our solar panel racking we had to create ourselves so that we can adjust the angle in the summertime. This is currently set to our winter angle, so we're getting full advantage of that low winter sun. Some of our other infrastructure that we've got here for the house is our septic system, which is out in front of the house. If you see the flat space next to that post, we've got 2 septic tanks down there, a 1,000-gallon and a 500-gallon pump tank, and that shoots up 12 feet to where those clotheslines are in the distance, and that's our leach field. So we do, in fact, pump our shit uphill. And in the wintertime, we're able to drive our snowmobile all the way down this driveway and right into the front of the house. Behind the house here, we've got our cisterns. Water's coming off of the roof into the gutter system, down into the scuppers, and we've got 2 1,200-gallon cisterns that are buried and insulated. Late in the season, if we're seeing some cold temps still late in the season and things aren't starting to melt yet, then we will have to come back here and shovel things into the cistern to melt, which has worked in the past. And we've been slowly working on a glycol system that is in the roof to be able to turn on our water heater, turn on a heat exchanger, and be able to pump hot glycol through the roof to be able to melt water and replenish those cisterns. Over behind the house, we've got our yurt. This is a 20-foot yurt from Secret Creek out in Montrose, Colorado, but it does have the additional winter snow load package, which is a set of rafters and studs on the inside, as well as the additional insulation package. And then in the wintertime, this will be completely buried. We do have this one 200-watt solar panel, which powers a battery that we've got on the inside. On the inside here, it's just over 300 square feet. It's a basic space. It's pretty small, but it's really fun for hanging out. It's really fun for coming and playing music in. All right, welcome to the inside of our earthship. In the greenhouse here, when we got a sunny day like this, our thermometer is already saying that it's about 98 degrees. So we do have to ventilate sometimes, or if we're really cold when we're coming in, maybe we just enjoy it a little bit. But we did just pop open one of the windows and one of our cooling tubes for some ventilation in here. But this is kind of our entryway and wet room where people come in covered in snow, and we could even just toss the snow into the garden, which is helpful for cleaning up. Having the passive solar house oriented south, bringing in the solar gain, creating the warmth in this space and such an insulated space. And you don't necessarily have to have plants in here, but they do so well at this stable temperature where the lowest it's getting is maybe 50 or 55 when we're gone for a while in the winter, and you know, maybe up to 100 degrees in a situation like this. So coming in here, we've got a step down into our living room kitchen space, but we did build all the cabinets. We did make the countertops ourselves. So this is almost entirely with our own lumber from the sawmill. My wife has her sawmill business where she specializes in rough sawn local timber, Argos Forestry. Pretty conventional setup here, just a little tight. It is a regular fridge, so it's not like a DC fridge or anything. This is our regular gas stove that we just had to change some of the jets for propane and high elevation, but does work well. The kitchen sink does go directly to the septic system. This wall right here that divides the house is actually made out of cans. So behind all this plaster is like thousands of cans stacked up. We've got this island that we built that is on wheels, so we can like scoot this around or kind of change the orientation, the feng shui of the room. And then this is our big living room. We got our big comfy couch, which is very important for relaxing in the space. And then we have a wood stove, which is a soapstone hearthstone, which we love. It was going this morning before the sun came out, and it's making it a little toasty in here right now, but it was really nice this morning. So this is also one of my favorite chairs. This is a Frank Lloyd Wright design that we got at an auction for $100, and yeah, I love sitting in that thing next to the fireplace. We've also got our little mobile air filter system down there, which has filters that you would change in a regular HVAC system. So coming out of the living room and kitchen, we're back in the greenhouse space. This runs along the whole front of the house, where we've got the garden beds that are fed by the gray water from the shower and from our bathroom sink and our washing machine. And so that's one of the reasons that this garden can stay so lush even if we're gone for a long time on a vacation or a trip whatever it may be. We did add the tin ceiling to the greenhouse, which I really like. And at night, when we got the lights on, it really brightens up this space. A little bit throwback to our region, to some of the old mining era buildings. Here at the end of the greenhouse, we've got our bathroom behind this big bottle wall. And it's a little tight in here, but the whole bathroom is a wet room. So we've got the shower, which just comes right down here in the middle. Got our toilet with the bidet. This can fill off of gray water from the garden. We currently have it set up to fill off of fresh water because we had a friend staying up here and makes it a little easier to use. But the shower, all the water goes down in here, goes down into the gravel, and then that filters into the garden bed. And then right next to the bathroom, we've got our bedroom, just a little bit smaller than the living room side. For that ventilation we were talking about, it was open on the other side. We can open this up, and that's providing ventilation from behind the berm where it's a lot cooler, and convection is taking it up to those upper windows. And as soon as you open that, like, you can feel, it almost feels like a fan is in there. Just because of the heat in the front of the house and the temperature change, it wants to draw that air out passively. We don't have to power that. We don't have to do anything other than open that door and open a window up high. Back in here, it's a little tight, but this is our closet and utility room. Our solar panel PV is coming into our charge controller here, 60 amp controller. We do have pure lead carbon batteries, which we've really liked. The composition on them is supposed to be best for partial state of charge. From what I understand, a lot of the other compositions work best when they get a full cycle of charge every single time they are used. We're almost never in that situation up here in the winter time, so we needed something that worked better off a partial state of charge. Our first battery bank we cooked in the first 3 years with 8 lead acid sealed batteries, and then we made this upgrade just a couple years ago, and it's made a world of difference for us. Back here we've got our washing machine. We don't have a dryer, we just do line dry. In the winter when there's a lot of snow, we'll just hang stuff up in the greenhouse. We've got our tankless propane water heater. That thing is super efficient. And then down here low, we've got our water pumps, we got our filters, and so those are coming in from the cistern and then pumping up a pressure tank here in the back, which then feeds the whole house. Here is my contraption for the glycol system on the roof, which is not hooked up yet. Eventually what you'd be able to do is turn some valves, and the water heater would then come to this plate heat exchanger and would exchange to the glycol that's running through the roof, and we'd be able to run that off of our propane water heater. The passive solar aspect works so well that we never have to winterize this house. We could leave in the middle of winter for any amount of time, and all we got to do is lock the door. With such a harsh environment, that was such a huge plus for us.
The wintertime, we're smooth sailing. Like Zach's saying, you can walk in and like maybe the door will be frozen shut, and you have to like figure out how to get that door open, but once you get in, like it's 55.
At least.
At least.
Yeah, that's the base temperature when no one's been here for a week. It's a lovable house. It's got a lot of personality and character. And
Earthships work best when you live in them full time. They need to be cared for, and they will in turn care for you. This is trademarked. Like, because we built an Earthship, because we bought plans from him, this is a trademarked product. By Earthship by Architecture.
We can call this an Earthship. That house that we looked at over in South Park, that is not an Earthship. This is the latest project that my wife and I are working on. I've got my general contracting business, Swatch Home and Hut, and she has her sawmill business, Argos Forestry. We're here in South Park in Hartselle, Colorado. We're on a 3-acre lot. This was one of the first projects we did on the property. While we had an excavator here digging some profile holes for our septic system, we decided to just dig out this extra space and built this with mostly leftover lumber from other projects. But it does stay really comfortable in here. You know, it is almost freezing outside, and I guess I don't have a thermometer, but it's pretty comfortable. We got a 4-bed, 2-bath. It's about 2,100 square feet. Well, yeah, so we're not totally done yet, but we've been working on this place for about the last 1.5 years. This is a custom design that we have done to focus on all of the rough sawn timber. This is all local timber that we got delivered to the property here, and my wife has a sawmill. She milled up all of the exposed timber that you can see here. Everything got graded as well. With the living room, dining room, kitchen, kind of foyer space, with the garden as well. So it is a passive solar design, so we're faced south just a little bit to the east. On the back side, we have a berm of dirt and insulation. And then this back wall is 12-inch CMUs that we built. So we were able to build that with a a crew of 2 people instead of having to pound a bunch of tires with a whole crew of people. So a lot more labor effective, cost effective. We got the thermometer. I think it says it's a little chilly today. 35 out, it's 56 in here right now. This is the secondary wing down here, kind of guest bedrooms or kid bedrooms. We do have the shared bathroom. Each of the bedrooms does have the garden beds in them, and then this one actually does have a pretty big walk-in closet still to it. So we made sure that there's a lot of storage in this house. Here's a whole nother storage room. This is like a dry storage room. This is the next bedroom, the smallest bedroom in the house. On this side of the house, we've got our primary wing, which includes our primary suite over there, as well as our office. And this space is gonna be like an office bedroom. It does have its own entrance, but it also has a closet, so it could be used as a bedroom if you like. Walking down the hallway here, we've got our laundry room. We've got our well coming in from the back, and we'll have a pressure tank. We'll have a water heater, and then we'll have washer and dryer in here. We also do have our grid power coming in. We are connected to underground power at this lot. This door will let you into the primary suite. We have got those same 14-foot ceilings in here. Coming back down this way, we've got our primary bathroom, which again, I don't have too many of the lights working on this side of the house yet, but it is a very large bathroom. Got the full shower here, which will get a glass enclosure. We also have this tub platform. This is some more custom milled wood from the sawmill, and that'll get the tub sitting right on the top. And then it'll also have the double vanity here. And then around the corner, you got a toilet with a little bookshelf. Then we've got our master closet. Originally, this whole space was gonna be the closet wrapping around the corner here, but when we drilled the well, we found out that we needed some major filtering to make sure that it tastes good.
The reality is, you know, if you want to do this, it takes a lot of saving. We got involved in the community through a bunch of nonprofits. So like Historic St. Elmo, we got involved with them right away. We knew who we need to contact. We volunteered with them. The Buena Vista Snowmobile Club, another nonprofit. You know, that was a way where we branched out into the community that wasn't necessarily related to our job.
We lived in Denver before this. I mean, it's not like we're from here forever. We came from the big city at one point. I think the route that some people go down is the remote job work, but it is a lot harder to get involved into the community when you're working from home and you're not engaged in the other local businesses like that. So I think, you know, it's really helpful if people want to get involved in, like, really put down roots somewhere, not even really going in knowing what you want to do, going and seeing what that market needs. All the sawmills in our area went out of business, and Elise is now one of the last sawmills in the area. She found this niche of where she's producing and supplying rough sawn lumber to construction projects in this area. And, you know, we kind of filled the contractor side of that. Going to a place, trying to find a job in the place and trying to, you know, create your own business of whatever's missing in that area. Maybe that doesn't work for everyone, but it worked really well for us. And it helped us get really involved in the community and make a lot of great contacts and a lot of great friends.